Blue eyes crying in the...
Some songs don't just become hits, they become mirrors. They reflect who the artist was in a moment, then refuse to let them move on.
Jolene, Jolene, please don't take him to...
The crowd hears comfort, escape, or wisdom. The singer hears a version of themselves they can never quite outrun. Over time, applause turns into pressure, and familiarity starts to feel like confinement.
Living on Tulsa Time.
These are songs that gave people something real and quietly took something back in return. Not because they failed, but because they worked too well. And once a song becomes bigger than the person singing it, the weight doesn't fade. It just learns how to wait.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere.
2. The Gambler, Kenny Rogers, 1978.
Every gambler knows that the secret to survive.
This song feels like wisdom passed quietly across a table late at night when no one's trying to impress anyone. Kenny Rogers didn't write it, but once he sang it, it became inseparable from him.
See you're out of AC or a taste of your whiskey.
The tension comes from how completely it defined his public voice, the calm, knowing storyteller with answers for life.
Swallow, then he bummed a cigarette, asked me for life.
The Gambler climbed to #1 and reshaped his career, pulling him further from his rock roots.
When the dealing's done.
Fans expected that tone forever, yet the lesson of the song is about knowing when to walk away.
What to throw away, knowing what to keep, 'cause every hand...
Something Rogers rarely got to do with it. When a song teaches freedom, but demands repetition, the irony cuts deep.
And his face lost all expression, said if you're gonna play the game, boy.
Wisdom can age into obligation.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
3. Jolene, Dolly Parton, 1973.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Urgency pours out of this song like a confession whispered too loud. Dolly Parton sounds vulnerable but controlled, begging without losing dignity.
Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with eyes.
That tension made Jolene unforgettable. Inspired by a real red-haired bank teller and a childhood crush's name.
Like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, but I cannot compare.
The song felt personal without being exposed. It crossed genres, decades, and generations.
I don't know what he means to me, Jolene.
Becoming one of the most covered songs in popular music. Yet its success froze Dolly in a moment of insecurity she long outgrew. Audiences wanted that ache again and again. If this kind of deep storytelling resonates with you,
Please don't take him just because you...
this channel might be a place you'll want to stay. Some emotions make legends, even when the artist moves on.
Been walking these streets so long, singing
4. Rhinestone Cowboy, Glen Campbell, 1975.
like a rhinestone cowboy.
At first listen, it glitters. Big dreams, bright lights, applause just around the corner. But underneath, this song aches with isolation.
In these dirty sidewalks of Broadway.
Glen Campbell turned Rhinestone Cowboy into a massive crossover hit, pushing him deeper into pop stardom.
Like the snow and the rain.
Just as he felt increasingly disconnected from it. Written about performers chasing validation, it accidentally became autobiographical.
And offers coming over the phone.
Campbell once admitted the loneliness in the lyrics felt uncomfortably close to home. The song topped charts and became his signature.
The smile can hide all the pain, but you're down when you're...
Even as it reflected the emptiness behind success, every standing ovation reinforced the mask.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Sometimes a song celebrates survival while quietly documenting the cost. Fame shines best when you don't stare at it too long.
In a cabin on a hill in Butcher Holler.
5. Coal Miner's Daughter, Loretta Lynn, 1970.
Daddy loved and raised their kids on a miner's pay.
This song doesn't feel performed, it feels lived in. Loretta Lynn wasn't chasing myth, she was preserving memory.
Kids on a miner's pay.
Coal Miner's Daughter told her story plainly, grounding her identity in truth rather than polish.
Well, I've seen her fingers bleed to come.
Ironically, that honesty locked her into a role she never fully escaped.
Daddy loved and raised their kids on a miner's pay.
The song became a cultural cornerstone, later inspiring a best-selling autobiography and a hit film that cemented her public image.
Well, I've seen her fingers bleed to complain. There was
Fans expected the past every time she stepped on stage. Growth became harder when authenticity turned static.
all night in the band near the coal mines.
Lynn carried it with pride, but also with weight. When your origin story becomes your permanent address,
Mommy rocked the babies at night and read the Bible by the
moving forward requires more courage than looking back. Roots can hold you steady or hold you still.
I beg your pardon. I never promised you.
6. Rose Garden, Lynn Anderson, 1970.
I never promised you a rose garden.
This song arrives smiling, almost breezy, like advice offered with good intentions. But that cheerfulness is exactly where the tension lives.
So you better think it over.
Rose Garden asks for acceptance. Not dreams, not guarantees, just something survivable.
But what would it matter?
Lynn Anderson's delivery made it feel empowering, yet it quietly normalized settling. The track raced up the charts and crossed into pop radio.
I never promised you a rose garden.
Turning Anderson into a symbol of cheerful compromise. In later years, that image followed her relentlessly.
So you better think it over.
Audiences heard optimism. She carried expectation. The song's success left little room for complexity or anger in her public voice.
So smile for a while and let's be jolly.
Sometimes positivity becomes a uniform you're never allowed to take off. Smiles can weigh more than sorrow.
Old friends on the street, they wanna count up.
7. Kiss an Angel Good Mornin', Charley Pride, 1971.
Kiss an angel good morning. Let her know you think of.
There's an easy joy to this song, the kind that sounds like sunlight through a kitchen window. Charley Pride made happiness feel simple, almost effortless. That simplicity, though, masked the pressure underneath.
Anytime at any place, and every time they ask me.
As one of country music's biggest crossover stars, Pride was often expected to embody warmth and reassurance at all times.
And let her know you think about her when you're gone.
Kiss an Angel Good Mornin' soared to #1 and became inseparable from that image.
They'll never learn it's a simple thing.
Yet joy can be just as confining as sadness when it's mandatory.
There is a woman and a man in love, and the answer.
Fans wanted the smile, the charm, the comfort. Pride delivered it with grace.
Over like the devil when you get back home.
Even when the world outside the song was far more complicated. Being loved for ease can make honesty harder to reach.
I left Oklahoma, driving in a Pontiac, just a.
8. Tulsa Time, Don Williams, 1978.
I was gonna show 'em all this time, 'cause you know what.
This song moves at an unhurried pace, like someone choosing distance instead of confrontation. Don Williams built a career on restraint, and Tulsa Time fit him so naturally it felt inevitable.
Living on Tulsa time.
The tension comes from how thoroughly it defined his appeal: calm, grounded, unassuming.
Set my watch back to living on Tulsa time.
The song became a staple on radio and in his live shows, reinforcing his identity as country's quiet anchor.
But they don't need me in the movies and nobody sings my songs.
Yet that steadiness left little room for emotional volatility or reinvention.
Man, I'm really sinking and I really had a flash this time.
Williams rarely chased the spotlight, but the audience followed him anyway, expecting the same calm every night. When consistency becomes your calling card,
Well, then I got to thinking, man, I'm really sinking. And
change can feel like betrayal. Peace has a sound, and it can echo forever.
Let's go to Luckenbach, Texas. Waylon, Willie, and the boy.
9. Luckenbach, Texas. Back to the Basics of Love. Waylon Jennings, 1977.
Out of Luckenbach, Texas. Ain't nobody feeling no pain.
This song feels like an escape plan scribbled on a napkin. Romantic, rebellious, and deceptively simple. Waylon Jennings framed it as a rejection of excess, a return to something honest.
My Texas. Ain't nobody feeling no pain.
Ironically, it became one of his biggest hits, turning rebellion into expectation. Luckenbach helped define the outlaw movement.
This cold tide's killing me, and your high society pride.
While simultaneously commercializing it. Fans wanted the sentiment frozen in place.
Luckenbach, Texas. Ain't nobody feeling no pain.
Waylon spent years pushing against labels, only to be trapped inside one he helped create. The song promised freedom, yet followed him everywhere.
Cold and tired killing me, and in your high society.
There's a strange cost when independence becomes a brand. Even escape routes can turn into destinations you never meant to stay in.
It's been a long time, you're just as loved
10. Hello, Darlin. Conway, Twitty, 1970.
to forgive me. Come back, darling.
This song doesn't rush, it waits, lingering in the silence between words. Conway Twitty's spoken opening pulled listeners into something uncomfortably intimate.
What I'm trying to say.
Hello, Darlin became a massive hit, and with it, Twitty's reputation as country music's master of romantic vulnerability was sealed.
I did you wrong. Look up, darling.
The contrast lies in how exposed the song feels versus how often he had to relive it.
May God bless you and each step you take.
Night after night, he stepped back into that emotional space for an audience that expected sincerity.
Goodbye, darling.
On demand. The performance never softened with time. When tenderness becomes routine,
I'm doing all right, except I.
it risks losing its privacy. Some songs ask you to reopen a door you closed for a reason and stand there anyway.
Don't know what's come over you.
11. Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. Crystal Gayle, 1977.
And don't it make my brown eyes blue.
This song floats instead of pleads. Crystal Gayle sounds distant, almost detached.
But don't say goodbye.
As if sadness has already settled in. That cool restraint
Didn't know just what I had.
is what made it so powerful and so defining. The song crossed country and pop radio effortlessly.
Tell me you love me and don't let me cry.
Becoming her biggest hit and reshaping how audiences saw her.
I didn't mean to treat you bad.
Yet that smoothness became a box. Listeners wanted elegance, polish, composure. Vulnerability had to stay subtle.
Say it isn't true.
The heartbreak was allowed only if it stayed pretty. Over time, the song's success narrowed expectations around her voice and image.
All night long. Say it.
When sorrow is required to be graceful, there's little space left for messiness. Sometimes restraint becomes the most limiting demand of all.
She was standing in the crowd, all alone, looking pretty.
12. Do You Know You Are My Sunshine? The Statler Brothers, 1978.
Do you know you are my sunshine?
This song feels like reassurance offered in a quiet room, without witnesses. The Statler Brothers built their reputation on harmony and humility, and this track leaned fully into tenderness.
And would you do it one more time for me?
It resonated deeply, climbing charts and becoming one of their most beloved recordings. The tension lies in how intimacy scaled up into expectation.
Each and every night I'm searching every crowd for babe.
Audiences wanted warmth, gentleness, and certainty every time.
She asked so sweet and tenderly.
The song framed love as steady and dependable, a beautiful ideal, but one that leaves little room for doubt.
Border to border and ocean to ocean, I still.
Performing it repeatedly meant returning to emotional calm on command. When comfort becomes your signature, turbulence has nowhere to land.
Do you know you are my sunshine? And would you do it one more time?
Stability can feel like an unspoken promise you're never allowed to break.
The gal me wanna know, Hank, why do you drink?
13. Family Tradition, Hank Williams Jr., 1979.
Why must you live out the song?
This song doesn't ask for permission. It pushes back, loud and defensive, daring anyone to argue. Hank Williams Jr. wrote it as a response to criticism and comparison.
All of his kind of blues, and my blues ain't.
Especially the shadow of his father. Ironically, it became the anthem that defined him most clearly.
Myself in my unique position. If I get stoned,
The crowd heard rebellion. He carried explanation.
I have loved some ladies. I have loved Jim B.
Family Tradition turned personal frustration into a rallying cry, locking him into a posture of defiance. Fans expected that edge forever.
Son, how'd you get in this condition? Who was that head on bones? I'm just.
The song gave him freedom from one legacy while creating another equally demanding. When resistance becomes your identity, rest can look like surrender. Sometimes self-definition hardens into armor you can't take off.
When we kissed goodbye and part.
14. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, Willie Nelson, 1975.
Blue eyes crying in the rain.
This song barely touches the ground. Willie Nelson sings it like a memory dissolving as you reach for it. Its sparseness was radical at the time, and its success reshaped his career overnight.
Love is mine,
leading directly into the red-headed stranger era. The contrast lies in how exposed it feels versus how often he had to return to it.
to the ages, I'll remember.
The song made vulnerability marketable, turning restraint into expectation.
I knew we'd never be again.
Audiences wanted quiet honesty every time. Yet intimacy loses something when repeated endlessly.
Someday when we meet up yonder.
Nelson mastered that balance, but the cost was real. When silence becomes your signature, people forget how loud the effort behind it can be.
If I could only win your love.
15. If I Could Only Win Your Love, Emmylou Harris, 1975.
Your wedding ring, my heart would never stray when dream away.
There's a gentleness here that feels unfinished, like a thought never spoken aloud. Emmylou Harris delivered longing without drama, letting harmony and space do the work. The song became her first #1, introducing her as a voice of emotional grace. That success shaped expectations immediately. Listeners wanted elegance, ache, and restraint, nothing sharp, nothing raw. The tension comes from how quietly confining that can be. Harris would later push far beyond these boundaries. But this song remained a reference point she could never fully escape. When tenderness becomes your calling card, raising your voice can feel like breaking character. Softness, once rewarded, can demand loyalty. Taken together, these songs tell a quieter story, not about fame, but about what success asks for in return. Each one gave listeners something lasting: comfort, truth, escape, understanding. But they also froze moments artists couldn't stay inside forever. We all have versions of ourselves that once kept us alive, then quietly asked to be left behind. If one of these songs carries a personal meaning for you, or reminds you of a moment you've outgrown, I'd love to hear that in the comments. And if this kind of reflective music storytelling resonates, you're always welcome to keep listening along.
When you're on the street, you got to be able to pick out the easy meat.